the morning, heart of South Philly. Let's go see what the people have got to say. I'm ready to roll if they need me.
Now listen here, Dutch. The Mets and the Cowboys, they suck.
1, 2, 3, go Birds! Go Birds! Here we got 302BIRDS, Steaks. Go Birds!
Get your water ice and soft pretzels ready because you are now tuned into a 302BIRDS podcast experience. Proudly presented by TickPick, Nick's Pizza, El Diablo Burritos, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street. Let's take it to the show.
What is the best way to start off a show when your team blows 3 games in a row? I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I had an answer for you guys. Wish times were getting better in Philadelphia, but we are riding this wave. Welcome, sit back, get comfortable to another episode of 302BIRDS. As Benny just said, get your water ice, get your popcorn ready, maybe get your therapy chair ready, get your cell phone ready, because if you want to call into the show, now is your opportunity. That number's 302-316-4848. That's 302-316-4848. Tonight, I'm joined by Jesse and Chaos. Chris, KJ McCoy is at the movie theater, and we got Jaden, as always, our great producer, holding it down backstage. But without further ado, somebody call into the show.
What do I want when I'm in the state of Delaware? Of course, El Diablo Burritos. Customer service always is serving your food with a smile on their face, asking how your day is. But their food is phenomenal as well. Their burritos are out of this world, one of the best burritos in town. Their queso is phenomenal. Their burrito bowls are amazing as well. When you're in and around Delaware, stop by your local El Diablo Burritos and tell them that 302BIRDS sent you. God bless. Go Birds.
All right. Billy O!
Call from Billy.
Billy O'Keefe! How you doing tonight?
Dalt, what's up, brother?
Hey, man. I need some help.
Oh, did we lose Dalt again? This happened last week, too.
I think we did.
So, what do we think about Schwarber signing?
All right. We'll talk about Schwarber. I think that was a great signing, and I am elated that he didn't go to the Mets. The Mets, Cincinnati, were all on him. And I believe Baltimore actually matched the Phillies' offer of getting back Kyle Schwarber around that 150 mark. And luckily, Schwarber decided to stay in Philadelphia, as I think everybody thought that, he would. And that just sets up the entire offseason. The Phillies, they were waiting on him to sign to see what else they can do. I think their next priority has to be JT Realmuto, because really there's nobody else in the catching department. But at the same time, after that, you cannot run this team back. That outfield, disgusting. I think Nick goes. I think he's either traded or cut. Marsh, I think he goes or he's cut. And Bohm's another option, either a trade. Well, I guess the trade would be the best option. But I think after those two, I think there's no way that you can keep the team the way it is.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. The only thing I don't like about the Schwarber deal is it's 5 years. It just feels like a lot for a guy who all he can do is hit. Hell of a hitter. Can't play the field and he can't run the bases.
But at the same time, he's a DH. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to worry about him being injured as much. You don't.
I worry more about the other guys being injured more though. Like Bryce Harper really needs to DH some more because he just wears down throughout the year so quickly. We've seen it over the past few years. Like I'd really like to see this year, maybe try Schwarber again at first base. I know it hasn't worked in the past, but DH Harper for 35, 40 games. If you do bring back Real Muto, which I think they probably will, they probably should, because I don't think that trade's really gonna develop into anything, and I don't think there's anything else out there catcher wise. But maybe you have Real Muto DH 30 games as well, or you could play Real Muto at first base some, and figure some stuff out there or DH. But I'm not 100% with this whole 5 years thing. It just feels like it's going to be a lot with Kyle Schwarber. But he's also been killer the last couple of years. So you can't just let him go.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works now. Sorry to interrupt. Billy, sorry for that connection issue. My dad's house has the shittiest Wi-Fi in the world.
Yeah.
You would think that Starlink by Elon Musk is the shit. It has me either going in between my phone or Elon Musk's incompatible Wi-Fi. So I apologize for that. But how are you doing tonight,
problem,
Billy
brother.
O'Keefe?
I think for Monday night, as I said, there's no, we could say it's the offense coordinator, we could say it's Hurts, we could say it's the offense itself besides Barkley, but I think it starts with the accountability of the players, and it starts with Hurts, right? Hurts cannot have that many turnovers, one, because he is our franchise quarterback. And I think more importantly, we need to execute more with him. I've always said this, you cannot rely on Jake Elliott to win the game and win field goals. You got to somehow score with the offense. And I think part of the reason that we're not being able to do so is because AJ, with his issue, not wanting to be there, but he's missing a lot of catch caught drops, and it's not the way that I think it should be. And the reason why we're on a 3-game, losing streak is because the offense can't execute the way it should be. If the offense were to execute, we'd be winning these games. Then it should be losses. And I think that's why we need to really execute. Like I said, we lose to the Raiders. I don't think we're going to, honestly, but if we somehow, we're not going to fumble, but if we somehow do you still have hope in this team? Do you still have hope that they'll win the division, get to the fight? Everybody's saying they'll still win the division, but I think after this week, if they won't win or lose, it's still, I don't know, man. It's just so hard to watch them right now.
Yeah, it's horrible. And Billy, we appreciate you calling in. I hope you have a good night. We're just going to keep call-ins a little bit shorter tonight just because the tech issues. Hope you have a good evening, brother.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, Billy hit the nail on the head. This is torture watching this team right now. It's like Mr. Bean, where he has his eyes open, sitting in the car with the 2 toothpicks in, and he's forced to watch. Like, that's how it feels being an Eagles fan. My dad came down to me yesterday. It was funny. It was maybe today, actually, this morning. And he said to me, he's like, I just can't get over that loss. He's like, that fucking sucked. And I laughed my ass off because I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm in the same boat, bro. Like, this team is a sinking ship, like Moose is saying in the comments. 100% accurate. 3rd straight loss. Thank you, Jaden. I appreciate you, bro. But just disastrous. And, there's a lot of things going on in Philly sports right now. A lot that could go right, a lot that could go wrong, but they got to figure it out.
Jaden.
We got our own producer calling in the show. How you feeling, Jaden?
What's going on, boys? How are you?
We're good. That disaster class Monday night, right, man?
That was rough. I was pissed off watching that game. I went to bed halfway through, and then when I woke up in the morning, I was devastated. Made a bet with one of my friends where I was going to get my hair dyed pink if if the Eagles lost, and now it's looking like I'm gonna have pink hair going into 2026.
Now let me ask you something. Are you seem like a man of your word. You don't seem like, shout out to our guy Frosty in Philly. Frosty in Philly, I saw, has been coming at this Packers fan because this Packers fan with long hair said that he was going to cut his hair if the Eagles beat the Packers. Eagles beat the Packers. He did not cut his hair from what I've seen. So are you a man of your word? Are you a man of your bet and you're dyeing your hair? And is it going to be a long-term dye we're talking or paint us a picture?
Short term, probably. I'll just get it like sprayed or something for like a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, hey, I respect you. And was this person a Chargers fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately.
One question
one of the
for
8
you.
Chargers fans in the world.
I want to ask you this because we're going to get to it here in a minute, the three of us. Once we get through the call-in segment, we'll have you be our last call-in, Jaden. But Shady McCoy said it today, and this is going to be a topic we talk about a lot on the show. He's willing to put his Hall of Fame worth up or Kevin Patullo to get out of this team. That seems like a little bit drastic to me to go to that level. Look, I get it, Shady, right? Like, nobody likes Patullo. I get the point you're trying to make. Bravo. Somebody's got to be the hero. But, like, this is a fuck around and find out situation, in my opinion. Like, the Lurie's, you saw real quick. He goes, yeah, Jeff Lurie, Mr. Lurie. He changed up real quick. And I don't know, man. I just think that this is kind of dumb on Shady's part. I get that he's in sports talk, but what do you think?
I think it's kind of dumb, honestly.
Why so?
Like, hot take. I don't think Kevin Patullo is the only reason why the team sucks. Like, it's the offensive line. You know, you got Mailata. He's a penalty magnet. Steen's a penalty magnet. Juergens, Dickerson, Johnson, all hurt. Barkley's taking a step back. I don't know what's going on with Hurt. You know, I still love my quarterback heart and soul, but something's up with him, and I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, it's got to be figured out. I'll always have his back because he's my quarterback, but I don't know what's up with him. He's got to figure it out.
Yeah, I really think Jalen Hurts has a lot of culpability here, and more than just what we saw last week. The Eagles run a lot of RPOs. Who is in sole control of the RPO? Jalen Hurts is. And I'm not saying that they should completely bench Jalen Hurts or anything like that, like some people are saying. But the players are not making plays. The offensive line is not blocking. I can't put this on Kevin Patullo, and I don't think they should fire Kevin Patullo right now, especially because Shady McCoy said it. It's one thing if Shady McCoy has actually won a Super Bowl before when he was playing. I'm not counting that Chiefs one. That's bullshit. He didn't play. He hasn't won a Super Bowl before. I don't know that he really gets it. Like, you don't know what it's like the year after coming back from a Super Bowl. These guys are all tired. It's a completely different play caller. I don't think you should fire the guy in the first year again like they did before. Let him figure it out, and he's gonna figure it out. It's not like he's a dumb guy.
I mean, I believe this now, especially seeing Kevin Patullo. I think if Brian Johnson took the screens on 3rd and long out the playbook, he would have been just fine. Like, take the screens out. That's all he had to do. But he didn't do that, and they ended up firing him because of it.
Yeah. Well, Jaden, we appreciate you calling in. Best producer in the game. I hope you have a good night, brother.
It's been a pleasure. I'll call back in sometime soon.
Call back every week. We don't mind. We'll see you.
Regular guest.
Jaden, best producer in the game, but brings up a lot of good points, right? I think this is my take on this, just because we might as well. We're into it now. And we can bounce around if you guys want to. Maybe we'll take 1 or 2 more call-ins. If you guys want to have anything you want to talk about, we'll do it for, until about the 20-minute mark. If I was Shady McCoy and I wanted to make this point to the organization, to the team, this is not the way to go about it. Number one, there is no way to go about it. Like, let's be honest. You are on Fox. The highlight of your job is saying Dak is ass for clicks. We, the Eagles fans, bark at that. We love it. We'll click it all day, right? We'll like it, we'll heart it, we'll share it, we'll retweet it, the whole nine. Jeffrey Lurie's job is a little bit more complex, man. Howie Roseman's job, Nick Sirianni's job, it's a little bit more complex, man. It ain't that simple as just firing a guy. Because I think if it was as simple as just firing a guy, there is no doubt in my mind that this team would have fired Kevin Patullo after the Bears game. It's too late now. You can't fire a coordinator 10 days into December. You can't. It's just, you would be an idiot. You'd be a moron. At this point, it makes more sense literally letting Patullo call the plays and just hoping that he's like a fucking late bloomer, right? But, and that's actually a really good point too, right? Like, what kind of predicament is that going to put us in? We'll kick it to Jesse to answer this too, because I know he's been quiet over there. What kind of predicament is it going to put us in, Jess, if the team goes out and wins the Super Bowl and Patullo finds his groove for 4 games, and then we're stuck again with this guy next year because he's a Super Bowl champ?
I'm not gonna lie. I could see the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs hitting this Earth before that sort of thing comes true. To be completely honest with you, but you brought up a good point about riding the ship with KP. While this season, is still going on. It's the same thing with Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? I've seen so many takes on Twitter the last couple of days, the last 24 hours especially, that, we should be riding with Tanner McKee because Jalen Hurts, he threw 5 picks, which, he did. But, listen, I like Tanner McKee as much as the next guy. But you're talking about a quarterback that, yes, he's had a bad season. You don't bench at this point of the season a guy that won a Super Bowl MVP. That's just absolutely not the case. You don't fire KP right now. You don't bench Jalen Hurts. You don't put KP in. Yes, we might get bounced in the first round. But listen, that's called a Super Bowl hangover. Those things happen. Not everybody's the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can go ahead,
Sorry,
Paul.
go ahead, Chris. You're good.
Okay. I forgot what I was going to say anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Patullo's just, he's ass. But the point is, the Eagles have waited too long to diagnose this cancer. It's done now. What's set is set. You got to just accept him for who he is. He's a jackass. And it sounds, as much as I hate to say it, like Shady ain't that smart either. Shady, I love you. I love, dude. One of my favorite Eagles of all time. But willing to give up your Hall of Fame for getting a team to fire a coordinator 10 days in December? Come on, man. You got more football knowledge than that. Maybe it's just for the clicks. Maybe it's just for the press. But whatever LaShawn McCoy said that for, really, really, I think is just unaware. Ideologic. I love him, but you got to be smarter than that, dude. Let's talk about one of the best things that happened, and I didn't get a chance to say it yet. I know you guys dove a little bit into the Phillies, but I want to get a chance to dive in as well. Time for Phillies talk with Ballpark Tommy. Finger stitch. R.I.P. BPT. All right, that's what I'm going to start saying every Ballpark Tommy segment until he fucking comes out of the ashes to come hang out with me one segment. But I know that Tom Salucci is rolling over in his 302 Birds grave and rolling around in his desk chair at work because the Philadelphia Phillies re-signed Kyle Schwarber. I don't care that this dude is going to end up in the Jurassic Park exhibit of 2026 at Citizens Bank Park for being a prehistoric fucking animal. I don't care because you know what? We're starting to see athletes in all sports can play to a certain age. You got Tom Brady a couple years back. We all knew he was going to play until he's fucking 90, right? He's all like that grandparent that we all have that's going to outlive us. If you look at Phillip Rivers, he's coming back right now at 44 for the Colts. So and baseball's a sport, I feel like, where you can play till you're a little bit older. If he's charged up, if they use him correctly as a designated hitter, he's in the right mental aspect, I got no doubt in my mind he can go strong for another 3 years. 5 years, maybe. But you know what? You can't win them all. So let's take 3 out of the 5 years and let's fucking go for this thing. Let's go all in on the World Series. Let's put it on the table, stop talking about it, and finally do it. October is going to be a vengeance of red come 2026. Home run derbies in Philadelphia. All this stuff's happening in Philadelphia. And I really think it's the 250th anniversary, I think, of America.
Mm-hmm.
What would be the most American thing than the Phillies winning the World Series? So I love it. I'm excited for it. And good times, I think, are ahead for the Phils. I'm glad that they got this done because this was basically, this and the Flyers winning are basically, shout out to Alcoholic Flyers fan, way better than Matt Bear. Fucking mops the floor with Matt. Sorry, Matt. Love you, bro. But Alcoholic Flyers fan, your videos on Instagram when the Flyers win make my week. Same with this signing. So I just wanted to say those two things. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, saying one more thing on the whole Schwarber thing. This can't be the only thing they do this offseason.
I'll be right back.
What'd you say?
He'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. This can't be the only thing they do this offseason. They can't just re-sign JT and re-sign Schwarber and say, we're going back. They need to get better. They weren't they didn't get better last offseason. They need to get better this offseason. The Dodgers already signed Edwin Diaz. They're already getting better. We already weren't good enough to beat the Dodgers before. You need to try to figure out a way to get better than the Dodgers. The only way to do that is going to keep spend. Trading at this point, I don't know if it's going to work. I think you're going to have to go out and spend more money. If you really want to be better than the Dodgers, this 1,000% will not happen. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
You got to go sign Bregman. You got to go sign Bellinger. If you want to be better than the Dodgers, you have to do those things and bring back Ranger Suarez. It's not going to happen. But if you really want to be better than the Dodgers, you have to go out and spend with them.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And I think a lot of emphasis needs to be, we've talked about the Bregmans of the world, but I think a lot of emphasis needs to be put on this starting pitching staff. I've talked about it on my show with him, Adam Den, Thursday night. Look out for that tomorrow, live on 302 Birds. But I think the starting pitching depth definitely needs to be talked about. Aaron Nola last year stank. You don't know what you're going to get with Zach Wheeler. You don't know what you're going to get with Andrew Painter. We thought he was the second coming of Christ. And now he goes to Lehigh last year and put up a 5 ERA. So he might not be all that. So there's a couple of guys from Japan that they might be on. But I don't think you can just, let Sanchez go and do nothing. Or, and expect results, because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think their pitching depth last year was really what hurt them. It's the hitting. I mean, they wound up, Kirkering threw the ball away in the 10th inning or whatever. Should have never got to that point. The offense needed to score more runs. They need to get the offense better. Whether that's bringing in Bellinger, Bregman, I don't know who else you can really go out and sign, but you got to go sign them at this point. Go spend.
Yeah.
Each next.
What's Philly the dog saying in the comments here? Could you put that back up, Jaden?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. Idiotic. Moronic. Stupid. I mean, look, the Phillies have a very, very, very talented roster. And Proverbs 11:14, right? Like, that was what I said in my video.
You're bringing God into this?
And
you're bringing the Bible into this?
I mean, I don't know what else with the state of these two teams, the Eagles coming off of a Super Bowl slump.
We need God.
And the Phillies coming off of a World Series slump from 3 years ago. We need God. We need every religion's God. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to say the wrong thing and offend anybody. But this is just stupid on the Phillies' part of bringing back this. The team clearly doesn't buy into what Rob's selling. He clearly can't relate to the younger guys. I think it was a fun run when we had it in 2022. I think that it's like right now with the Phillies, it's like Belichick or Brady, right? It's like who's really with 2022? Was it the roster or was it Topper? And I think as more time goes on, we're starting to see it was Brady. It was the roster. It was Bryce Harper. It was Reese Hoskins. It was them finding the magic moment at the right time and being able to push those right buttons, swing the bats, rather than, I think, Topper's leadership. I think that you could have put a lot of different people out there at manager for the Phillies. And because the team was so upset at the way that the whole Girardi situation just went, that anyone could have succeeded. And not anyone. You had to be somewhat competent. But I feel like where the Phillies are at right now, it's just getting to be outplayed with Topper coming back. And the fact that the hitting coaches are coming back, like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Do we live in a simulation? Is this real? Like, it doesn't feel real, in my opinion, when you think about those things. And it's just, like I said, moronic, idiotic, stupid, insanity on the organization. And hopefully they'll get their shit together. The only way we'll see is we will find out. But let's talk a little bit about what happened on Monday night. I mean, the Eagles got electrocuted. They got unplugged. Whatever you want to say. I got the paper bag somewhere around here. I really hope that they didn't throw it out because my dad had his cleaners stop by today. I'm temporarily staying at my dad's house, and I had a really nice paper bag here I would go put on for you guys. Like a really nice sad face that just looked authentic as hell. And you know what? I was sitting there like a little kid with crowns, like drawing my little fucking arts and crafts, crying because this team fucking sucks. And this team is stuck again and again and again and again. It's like, we suck again. You know what I mean? Like, I've just accepted it at this point. It gets to game day. And I don't even know that I want the Eagles to win anymore. I did all these past Sundays. But moving ahead, I want them to win this Sunday because I'll be at that fucking game. So if I'm spending my money on a ticket or if I'm there and I'm blessed by a ticket by someone else or whatever the situation is, right? I want them to win. But the rest of the season, I don't know. I want them to win, but I don't want them to get false confidence. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want you guys to think I'm not a fan. I always want the Eagles to win, especially in the back of my head. But I don't want this team to give me false hope. I don't want this team to give us false confidence and the team false confidence that they can actually fucking do something. Because I am 100% expecting this team to get knocked out first round of the playoffs. And if they get past that, awesome. I will be the first one to eat my hat. Maybe I'll be the first one, like Jaden, to dye my hair pink. You know, it all depends on what my bet is that I make. The point is, I'm not expecting the Birds to make it out of first round of the playoffs. I'm really not. So when it comes to just watching the Eagles anymore, it's draining. It's like, it's torture. It's really just like 1950s CIA putting the same thing on loop, putting you in front of a TV and saying, here's your torture. You have to watch the 2025 Philadelphia Eagles in a Kelly Green jersey all day. Like,
yeah, I was live for 4 hours during the game last week.
Wow.
And half the time I was just sitting there like this. Just completely, just fully, I had no words. I was so pissed off. And I knew it was going to happen. Like, I knew that they were going to lose the game. But the fact that Jalen Hurts turned over the ball that many times. If there's one thing that Jalen Hurts is elite at, it's taking care of the football. He can't even do that right now. Like, they've regressed. It's one thing, like, okay, the offense isn't clicking on all cylinders. They're getting worse throughout the year. Not better. It's scary. It really is scary. Like, I need to see something out of this team, but I also don't want them to try to force throwing the ball more, because the throwing the ball thing hasn't really worked either. So I don't know what the hell to do at this point, but I really don't even want to watch Sunday. I'm like, fucking just don't expect anything good at all.
At least the tailgate is open, right? Like, and hey, I'll say this. Dennis's favorite QB, Mr. Small Hands, Kenny Pickett. I almost said Kenny Patullo. Jesus Christ. Could you imagine what that would be like? Kenny Patullo? Ugh. Worst of both worlds. But Kenny Pickett is playing for the Eagles. Or for the... Jesus, wow. Now I'm really thrown off. Kenny Pickett is playing for the Raiders on Sunday. So the link is good. Super Bowl champion, Kenny Pickett. So the link's going to be rocking. They're going to be trying to get in his head. I think that the Raiders are at a point right now of where they have nothing to fucking lose. Onside kick to start out the game. If it was still legal, they'd probably do it. Like, they have nothing to lose. So if I'm the Eagles and I'm Nick Sirianni and I'm this offensive coaching staff and Kevin Patullo, Vic Fangio knows this already, I'm preparing for everything this week, because these guys are on the spoiler tour. Like, they just want to ruin the Eagles season because we're Super Bowl champs. That's something that they can take to the grave with them for this season. The whole rest of the season's been ass. So if we can at least say we defeated last year's Super Bowl champion, it's good enough for me, pal. I'll take it. That's I think, the Raiders' outlook going into this game, which, as an Eagles fan, that's scary as shit. When you're going against someone in sports that has nothing to lose, bad things almost always inevitably happen. So, Eagles, make sure you game plan this week.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And I'll give you two things. One, 2023, remember the Arizona Cardinals game? Remember how they were 2-10 or 2-13 or something going into the game? And how they absolutely dominated the Eagles defense? Now, I think the roles are switched. This defense, and that leads into my other point, I don't want people for a second to trash my guy, Vic Fangio, trash my guy, Jalen Phillips, trash my guy, Jordan Davis, at all the rest of the year. This defense has carried this sad excuse of an offense almost the entire year, and they've got nothing for it. So blame anybody you want, but don't blame Vic Fangio. Don't blame this Eagles interior line. Now, the secondary, sure. Adoree Jackson stinks. Reed Blankenship, yeah, he's been bad. I don't know if I'm, Dennis level, the dude, worst player on the team type. But yeah, dude's been bad. But like this defensive line, after yesterday, they sacked Herbert 5 times?
7.
7.
Yeah, they were good. I think they pressured him like 75% of the time.
When you have that good of a game and you just don't show up for your team offensively, I'm pissed about that. Like, if I'm Nick Sirianni, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall at halftime, because the Eagles did seem like a different team once they came out in that second half. They seemed like they woke up a little bit more, but they just had their head up their ass the whole game, especially offensively. Jalen Hurts looked really rattled. And the part that really upset me, I'm out here hanging out at my house looking forward as hell to the Monsters, Inc. game. Sorry, I'm just fixing something on Facebook. Sometimes some of these emojis don't work. Branding expert over here. Don't like that. Point is, I'm sitting there watching this game and I'm like, wow, the Eagles defensive line is having a night of the season. Like, they're playing really good. And then I'm like, oh my God, the Eagles are up. We're going to win this game. Then I'm like, oh my God, Jake Elliott just missed this field goal. I really hope that this doesn't affect us. going into later. If Jake Elliott would have made that field goal, we would have won the game, folks. There would have been no overtime. Or they would have had to go down and score a touchdown, which would have made things a lot difficult. Point is, Jake Elliott deserves some of the blame here too. And I don't think anybody's talking about that because, look, Jake's that dude. I get it. He's the face of the city. Not the face of the city, but like he's the nice guy, face of the city. Your kicker is almost unanimously loved by the city until they're not. Look at Justin Tucker. No, I'm kidding. I'm not saying Jake Elliott's like that. But Jake Elliott, I think when you look at his career with the Eagles, he's been here since 2018, 2017. So you're coming up on the 10-year mark. That's about time when you should look to start to trade in an NFL kicker, in my opinion. You know, I think if you can get 10 years out of a kicker, hell, that's so good. In the NFL, I think maybe a lifespan for a kicker is like 5 years, 7 years. And when I say a lifespan, I don't mean it like that. I just mean realistically, from a business standpoint, how long are you going to be able to get a reliable guy that's going to stay in your organization before you're going to have turnover for someone better? And I think that that's where the Eagles are about to get. There's so many young studs out there in college that can kick a ball so far. And kickers are only getting better, right? I think if Jake Elliott doesn't find his swagger at the end of this year, the Eagles are going to start to figure out when do we want to part ways with him. Because, yeah, he's a 2-time Super Bowl champ. He was on both rosters. But at some point, that game is on him. Like, I hate to say it like that. And the game the week before, there were a couple missed. The Dallas game. This is 3 weeks in a row that he has had crucial misses. And the Eagles have been in a tough spot at the end of the game. And those extra points would have really helped us.
Yeah, no, I agree. But at the same time, it's the same thing with the offensive line. He lost Rick Lovato, I think his name is, the kick holder. That's a big loss. Veteran guy, Super Bowl champion in both years. It's the same thing why I give Saquon a little bit more credit than I guess he should be getting. Because, yeah, he's been bad this year, but the offensive line has been decked with injuries. Landon Dickerson, you've had to rely on, like, freaking Tyler Steen, to be, like, the guy. Jordan Mailata, I mean, he's been not himself, but I think a lot of that, again, has to do with different position, different technique, because of the health of the offensive line. So it's one of those, I said Super Bowl hangover, but this is serious. This is the definition of a Super Bowl hangover on steroids. And I hate to be like, I'm taking off my Philadelphia cap for a second, but it's one of those years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they kind of got like, not to like blame the schedule or anything, but been screwed by a schedule all year. Like they really haven't had a team that's like, oh, they should blow this team out. I mean, the only one you really had that with was the Giants. And the Giants, you know, for a lot of the season were playing a lot of teams close. They lost a lot of games in the second half after being up. Like the Giants aren't as bad as a team as their record shows. And it's like up until this Raiders game this week, there really hasn't been a lot of games where it's like, okay, this should be an easy game. They just haven't had it. You know, they've had a lot of Thursday. They've had a couple Thursday night games. They've had a Friday night game. They had a couple Monday night games. Like when you after you win a Super Bowl, it's not easy with the schedule. And we've seen the same thing with the Chiefs this year. No, they lost, but the Chiefs have fallen apart worse than we have. So it's rough with the schedule right now. It is what it is, you know, but it's not fun right now at all.
Yeah, hopefully we get it together. And let's go ahead and get into our final segment of the night. Everybody's favorite, powered by our favorite, Balboa Steaks.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. The final word, the boldest take, the mic drop moment that hits harder than a Rocky's right hook. This is the Knockout Punch, powered by Balboa Steaks, the undefeated king of Delaware steaks. Bold takes, big bites. Let's swing.
Let's swing is right. Get out to Balboa Steaks, the king of Delaware steaks. Go get a Balboa with Cooper Sharp. Thank Dalt later. But we got a huge game Sunday. Our house at the Link. We got some company coming to town. We got Big Noel flying out from Massachusetts. We got Andrew flying out from Colorado. And we got Philly the dog flying out from Colorado. Then the following weekend, we have our watch party for the Commanders game at Founding Brothers that Saturday. So it's going to be a jam-packed week. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of good stuff going on. But it all starts this Sunday at our house for what would potentially be, they are saying, a snow game. I'll tell you what, if this is a snow game, I'm going to be so excited because this is going to be my first Eagles snow game ever. I've wanted to go to a snow game since like 12 years ago when the Eagles played the Lions in that snowball. Calvin Johnson has snow all in his helmet. LaShawn McCoy's dashing through the snow. It was just magical. There is something about snow games in December as well, like before Christmas, that's just magical. It's just exciting. It's like Santa Claus. I don't know why. It's just gets me going. If you talk about snow games in January, they're still exciting. They're still fun. But there's something about a snow game before the holiday that just feels jolly. I don't know. And it's like the perfect time for a snow game, too. They talk about the 12 days of Christmas. It's about 12 days before Christmas. I really think that the atmosphere at this game, too, the clash of Kelly Green and Midnight Green to that Raiders black is going to be beautiful. Shout out to the Raiders, one of the best fan bases, I think, in the NFL. And I know I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent, but the reason I wanted to go to this game so bad is I love Raiders fans, have a tremendous amount of respect for Raiders fans. Think that, especially the Oakland Raiders, some of the toughest, loyalist, funniest, most down-to-earth, genuine NFL fans you'll ever meet. So I have no doubt in my mind that Raiders Nation is going to show out. They want to get their cheesesteaks. They have the same amount of respect, I'm sure, for, well, some of them, for us as we have for them. But this game is going to be a fun one. Who am I taking in it? I'm taking the Birds. Here's why. I was driving back to my house today to go pick up some stuff. And as I'm driving back in my neighborhood, I look up, and what do I see? A bald eagle looks at me in my eyes, my two blue eyes, and I look at him in his eyes. I think that they were black. I don't know. But all I saw was a dead pirate and the Raiders logo. And I knew it's on like Donkey Kong this weekend. The Eagles are going to win. Shout out to KJ McCoy. Shout out to Papa McCoy. Anytime one of us three see an eagle, either if I see an eagle, if KJ sees an eagle, or if KJ's dad sees an eagle, the Eagles win that week. And whenever one of us sees an eagle, and the only reason I know this is KJ's dad will mention it to KJ if he sees one, and KJ will tell me. Like if KJ or I see an eagle, it's a good sign. So what I'm saying is put your house on the Eagles this weekend. They're money line. Don't take the spread or cover because we know after this week they can get into some overtime situations. But I really think that the Birds are going to come out on top this weekend. So all in all, what's my knockout punch? What's my knockout take? Powered by Balboa Steaks. Took me a while to get there, I know, but I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. I'm going to say that Saquon Barkley has a 135-plus yard game and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He had that long touchdown last week where he finally got loose, busted one. He looked a little bit shiftier in the run game this week. They looked a little bit more fluid. So I think that run game coordinator Jeff Stoutland does his job this week, and Saquon Barkley gets 135 plus yards and 2 tutties. I'm here for it.
My one of the first Eagles games I ever went to was Christmas night. I believe it was 2017 against the Raiders. Nick Foles was playing.
Oh my God.
The team was really, really down after after Carson Wentz got hurt. Not the exact same situations we're in now, but there's some similarities. The team was down. They wound up pulling that game out really close. They won. Maybe they can pull something out here, propel themselves a little bit, and hey, no one will care about the 3-game losing streak if they decide they're going to run the table and win the Super Bowl. Nobody's going to give a shit about those 3 games anymore. So my knockout take for this week is I think Jordan Davis is going to get another sack. He's been playing really, really well this year. He's got, I believe, 4.5 sacks, which for a nose tackle is a lot. So I think he's going to find a way to get another sack this week. And Eagles are going to win 14-13. It's going to be really close.
Woo, I love it. What do you got, Jess?
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't thinking it, but I buy that Saquon take, Dalt. I do. But my player to watch, it's Nakobe freaking Dean, and I put it in the chat. I got a 20. I know I got 20 points. That might be a lot, but I got 20 points off the back of Saquon Barkley and Nakobe Dean. I got a pick 6, and I got a forced fumble late in the fourth quarter off of Kenny Two Hands Pickett to ice the game for the Birds on a snow game at the Link, powered by Balboa Steaks.
Woo! Well done. Look at you getting on the advertising sleigh. I see you, Jesse. Businessman over there. But yes, as Jesse just alluded to, want to thank King of Delaware Steaks, Balboa Steaks, for sponsoring this segment. If you guys haven't, get out to Balboa Steaks. Tell them 302 Birds sent you. Maybe throw up a story post if you're really generous. We'd really appreciate you on that. But that's all we got this week. Keeping it right on cue. Thank you to Jesse. Thank you to Chaos Chris for joining me so I didn't have to be here alone. Make sure you guys give Philly Sports Pulse a follow on Instagram. Jesse's doing a great job holding that down. They will be live tomorrow night. So go check out Jesse and Adam. They're doing a great job with their show. Make sure to give Chaos Chris PHL a follow on all social media outlets too. I'd really appreciate that. And Jaden, the master of the fits, the G, the legend, the call-in GOAT, I think is what I'm going to start to call you. Hats off to you, man. Seriously, thanks for what you do. We couldn't do it without you. Other than that, thank you guys for the patience over the past couple of weeks with my tech issues. I'm moving in and out of a couple different spots, but I promise you some awesome things are on the horizon for 302 Birds. Dutchie's always got a trick up his sleeve. And this next studio, oh, it's going to be gorgeous. But that's all we got. I appreciate these guys again. I hope everybody has a great week. And I hope that the next time I see you, we're talking about an Eagles win and a 9-4 team instead of a, oh God, I don't even want to say it, 8. That's it. As always, God bless. Go Birds.
What we got? 302 Birds, Steaks.